Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we answer sporting questions from the chat, the lovely citizens in the city of Sarcasm. Obviously, Premier League football has returned this midweek after the international break, with Liverpool winning the Merseyside derby. Aston Villa going on a great one, obviously through to the FA Cup semi-finals on the weekend, then getting a good win against Brighton. Away from the Premier League as well, Barcelona through to the Copa del Rey final, so beating Atletico Madrid in what was a very, very entertaining game. I did a watch along on the playback, and we get El Clasico final in the Copa del Rey, people, with Barcelona taking on Real Madrid. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully that is the Champions League final as well. I'm hoping so. Well, big up, love to everyone that's locked in. Maybe you have a question on something I mentioned. So whether it's the Copa del Rey semi-final from today, maybe it's the final, El Clasico, like I mentioned, maybe it's Liverpool, maybe it's Villa, maybe it's Ipswich Town with their win against Bournemouth, maybe it's Newcastle, maybe it's one of the weekend games coming up, maybe it's Chelsea Spurs tomorrow, whatever the case may be. So if you're a member of the channel, get your questions in. Of course, if you're kind enough to super chat as well, then I will make sure I get to your question. But as always, whether you're watching this live right now on the YouTube channel or watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this out across all the socials as well. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me, Flawless. That's Me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, ladies and gentlemen, on Twitter and Instagram. So please retweet and like on Twitter, share from the Instagram, and just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit that notification bell as well. And big up to everyone listening on the audio platforms, or you may be watching on the Spotify, but big up as well. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat. Big up Sai, big up Ryan, big up Lex, who just rejoined the membership. Shout out to my guy Lex every single time. Warrior J, big up nephew in the chat, says Hunai Henry. Big up to Warrior J in the cut as well. Kingsman, good to see you in the chat as well. Let's get straight to it. Oh yeah, big up Vodge in the cut as well. What are you saying, Vodge? You good? Yo, you there? Yo, Vodge. This guy even there. I'll bring him in when he's ready. Thoughts on Atletico 0, Barcelona 1, and what's your thoughts on the Copa del Rey final? Good game, actually. Super entertaining. Where's my phone? I'm going to send you the link now, Lex. I don't even know where my phone is. Give me 1 second. I got you, Lex. Where is my phone? That is a great question. Let me answer this first and then I get to it. I don't know where I've left my phone, but Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 1. Super entertaining game, first and foremost. Atletico Madrid were the better side in the first half, in the first 15 to 20 minutes. And then Barcelona just took over. Barcelona just took over and was on smoke. Completely, was just on smoke. And you've seen them at their very best. And the tie should have been over by halftime. They scored a very good goal. Yamal's cold, by the way. But the pass from Yamal, the finish from Ferran Torres, and even though they didn't create too many clear-cut opportunities after that, they created enough. They was in enough situations and had enough good moments where it's like, if you play the final pass correctly, you're in. But credit to Simeone and credit to Atletico Madrid. He made a triple substitution at a halftime, and Atletico Madrid were the better side for the vast majority of the second half. Problem was they just lacked going forward. They brought on, I think it's Dovbek. He was offside a couple times. He had a good chance where he missed. He took one of his finishes well, but he was offside. But all in all, Atletico, they just lack in the final third. They really, really just lack. Defensively strong, work hard. No one's ever going to roll them over. They implement the game plan to a T, but they just lack quality. That's just what it is. You're looking at who's going to get you goals. Griezmann, forget about it. So you're relying on Alvarez. There's no one else really in their side. You look at DePaul. There's none of the other midfielders you look at and go, okay, they're flair players or they're going to produce a piece of magic. So outside of a set piece or a mistake from Barcelona or a refereeing mistake, they're not really going to score. I say all that. Yeah, they scored 4 goals against them in the first leg, but Barcelona will give you opportunities because of the high line. They are live by the high line, die by the high line. So that's what it is. And in regards to the final, it's El Clasico. What's there not to like? Because they're gonna play him in the Copa del Rey final. They could play him in the Champions League final, and I believe they play in the league as well, right? If stand corrected, let me know, people. If I stand corrected, let me know. If I do indeed stand corrected, there we go. And I left my phone out there. But yeah, like that's legit what it is. I'm all for it. To me, it's all about story. Like when my team's not involved in Manchester United, I'm not. Run me the storylines. And on show is two quality outfits. Like you have two quality teams. A lot of talented individuals. You got Yamal, who is just cold. You got Lewandowski. You got Rafinha having a great season. Pedri is cold. Balde, I'm a big fan of. Araujo got on as well. And then Real Madrid goes without saying, array of riches. Oh, let me not forget Hansi Flick as well. And on the flip side, you got Ancelotti. You got Vinicius Jr. You've got Mbappe. You've got Rodrigo. You've got Bellingham, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Valverde. Like, yo, the list goes on. The list goes. Why would you not want to see that and add into all that the Real Madrid? Like, even if those, let's say the managers of these two sides and the players played for completely different teams. So one was AC Milan and one was Bayern Munich. I'd want to see them play. But add in the fact that it's Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Oh, yeah. Run me that. 110%. Run me that without doubt. Run me that. Yes, Fudge, you back? What are you saying? You good?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I had to refresh the thing.
Oh, good, fam. No stress. It's all good. Let me try and find this. See what else you are saying. You didn't watch the game, but thoughts on Ipswich result, and if somehow they beat Wolves on Saturday, do you think the relegation battle opens up? I actually like Ipswich. I've said this for the longest. I like Ipswich. I like the way they play. They got some good players, play a good brand of football. Let me actually check the Premier League to see, because I don't know how far they are off the table. I don't be checking the table like that.
Apparently, said Wolves were 12
So 9 points. If they, I think that gap is too much.
Yeah.
9 points with 30 to go. Yeah, because you'd have to beat Wolves and then win 3 games after that. So you gotta win
They would
5
have to win
games
every single of their game.
Yeah, you gotta win like 5 games on a bounce. Like I don't see that happening. Going from losing 4 out of their last 5 and probably more than that to then like, all right, we're just gonna go and clean up and win 5 games in a row. And what's the actual games? But they'll give it a valiant effort though. They will. Let's see who they've actually got. Because that would help. Yeah, I'm looking at Wolves at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Newcastle away. Forget about it. If they had favorable fixtures, they'd have a chance. Maybe a little bit of a chance. But other than that, nah. They ain't really good. They ain't got a prayer. But like I said, they'll give it a valiant effort. See what else you lot are saying. Chinlu, big up. Lex send you the link as well, man. Flawless, do you think Barcelona can win the treble this season? Yes. They're definitely capable of winning the treble this season.
It's possible.
100%. Will they win it? I don't know. But can they? Yes. You're in the Copa del Rey final. You're right in the mix in La Liga. And you'll probably make the final. And Real Madrid on the flip side. What are you saying, Budge?
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm all good. Yeah, just looking forward to the game tomorrow. I'm kind of
Now you joke, man, about the question, you comedian.
Or do I?
Yeah, do you think Barcelona can win the treble?
100%. It just depends if they have the right mindset and they all do it. Then yeah, I don't see why not. But do I see Real Madrid making it to the final? Yeah, it's Real Madrid at the end of the day.
Okay, so talk hypothetically. Let's say it's Champions League final, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Who you got winning?
I've got Barcelona because of the quality they have.
Okay.
I say Barcelona, even though people are going to think, yeah, you're delusional because obviously Real Madrid. I get it, Real Madrid have players, but just depends how they all turn up, really.
Nah, first. Yes, the Tarkovsky tackle Ryan was terrible. I did see it. It was terrible. Absolutely dreadful. Can't believe that he didn't get. Actually, I'm not surprised he didn't get sent off because you know how officials are. Hey, big up Ibrahim, man. Good to see you in the chat. Says Flawless, please tell me what the people see in who's G17? He fails in every parameter of being not only being a footballer, even an athlete. Oh, you're talking about Garnacho? He plays for Manchester United, bro. That's all. That's all Manchester United fans see in him is that he wears the Manchester United shirt. If he was playing anywhere else in the country and performing like that, fans wouldn't be saying bring Garnacho to the football club. Fans get blinded. Say this all the time. In particular, not just Manchester United fans, but United fans are very, very. They're victims of this. As soon as you put the Manchester United badge on something, they automatically think it's better than it is. Automatic off rip. They think that brand is like the super soldier serum. I've said this before. They think this is Marvel. They think you get the United badge and it's a vibranium suit. It's the super soldier serum and automatically you improve. If Garnacho was performing like that and he was at Chelsea or he was at Arsenal or Liverpool or City or Spurs or Villa or Brentford or pick a team, insert football team here and went 0025 or whatever he went or 0023 and was performing the way he was performing and had the skill set he has, none of our fans will be talking about, yeah, we need to go bring Garnacho in. None of them. It's simply because he plays for Manchester United. And it's nonsense. Yeah, he's dreadful. He's dreadful. Flawless, do you think the season from 3rd to 8th is so tight it's ever been? Let me see. I just need to check the table. 1 second. Let me have a look. 57 to 10 points between, and even then, I'm looking here, 4th to 8th is 4 points. Yeah, I hear that. I hear you, Si. 100%. Has it ever been? Probably in recent times. I can't remember a more recent season where the table's been this close. But last season, the table was close. When you look at the ending, the table was close. Very, very close. Flawless, was there any players that played good yesterday? I didn't watch your game. Defensively, fine. Well, played well. No, that's too much of a strong statement. It was a terrible game. It was dreadful. That's what I'd say. David says Barcelona's problem every year is that they shoot themselves in the foot with bad play, red card, and mistakes. You got ties into decision making. Always comes down to decision making on and off the ball. Have to make the right decisions, but they played well today. Are you good, Vod? You getting some feedback from you? Or are you sneezing?
I was sneezing there. Sorry.
Yeah, mute yourself when you're sneezing. Bless. What was I saying? Yeah, decision making. That's what it is. Decision making on and off the ball. But today they got it spot on and got it right. You gotta give them their props. Chilton, who says just watch the Tarkowski tackle on McAllister. How he only got a yellow card, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's a disgrace.
Yeah, referees for you. That's what it is. It is refs. That's what it is. Referees in this country making terrible decisions. You already know what they're like. They suck. Simple as that. We know what time it is. We know how they be.
It is what it is.
Who do you think has Europe at the end of the season? So we saying top 8, Mario J. Because it's looking like, is it top 8, top 7? The 8 that are there now. So not in this order, but Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest. The league order right now, that'll be the 8. Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Villa, Brighton. That'll be the 8, I think. Yeah. Europe. In what order? I don't know. I thought Forest were going to fall away, but they've not. So maybe they actually do pick up champs. And then champs is 5, right? Champs is 5. And then what is it? Europa 6, 7, and the conference is 8. So yeah, I think that'll be the 8. I think that'll be the 8. What are you saying, Vudge?
So I'd say Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, City, Chelsea, Newcastle, United, Brighton.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard me.
Who did you just say? Did you just say United?
Yeah.
All right. That's the end. Vudge, I'll see you later. Yeah, blessings, man. All right. I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time. Vudge, I'll see you later, mate. I'll see you later. You lot continue to run up the likes. It's too late for his bullshit. So yeah, Vudge, I'll see you on clubs tomorrow. I see what's what. We just not dealing with any nonsense. No, it's not today. And to Ibrahim, back to the Ganacho thing, who says, I refuse to name him as long as he's playing as we field in a team with 10 men. I hear you, man. He stinks, but he's not the only one. Hoyland's like that. Hoyland is like that. Yeah, it's too late for the nonsense. I'm closing out shortly anyway. I know Lex said he's lad it was Lex here with the next 15, 20 or so. I'm cutting. Only a short Q&A. Yeah, man. I don't know time for it. But you lot get your questions in again. If you're a member of the channel, this is your time, people. If you're a member of the channel, this is your time to get your questions in, people. And of course, if you're kind enough to super chat, I'll get to it as well. But if you're a non-member or is a non-super chat, I will do my best to get to it as well. Well, if it is indeed a good question. See what else you lot say and make sure I'm not missing anything. It's not, see, you lot got so much to say. People complain, not so much you lot, but people complain. Oh, you don't get to my question. I'll be asking. I'll be asking. And no one asking no questions. Absolute jokers. Absolute jokers. Yeah, that's a stinker. It's a stinker and hooked. I ain't no time for this. I ain't got no time for it whatsoever. For real. I just want to rant about Everton and Pickford. What happened in the game? Tell me, Si. What happened with Everton and Pickford that is so bad? Apart from just usual Merseyside derby stuff. What happened? That's what I want to know. And it's just end the Premier League season. From a Manchester United fan perspective, I'm just saying end the Premier League season. I can't be bothered. It's all about Europa League. Run me to the Europa League. Thoughts on the Champions League games and which one you think will win the first tie? Let me actually pull up the fixtures. Win the first tie. Some good ties. Some very good ties. So Bayern Inter. I think you know what? I think Inter go through overall, but I think that'll be a draw. Like 1-1. Arsenal, Madrid are winning that. Madrid were winning that even with Gabriel there. Gabriel injured. That was Arsenal's biggest, most potent thing to stay in the tie was them being defensively solid, and Gabriel's a key part to that. Him going into wrap. Real Madrid are winning that. Barcelona are beating Dortmund, without doubt. PSG, Villa. I actually think Villa go through, but I don't think they win. Did they win over there? Actually, no, I think that's a draw as well. I think a more high-scoring draw, I think, 2 apiece. So I've only got 1 home win in the first legs because I got Bayern Inter as a draw. First leg, Madrid beating Arsenal, Barcelona beating Dortmund, PSG Villa draw. That's what I got. How many wins do you think you getting red for the rest of the? How many wins do I think you getting for the rest of the season? I ain't sure. I'm so done with the season. It's all about getting those. How many wins do we need? Get those 4 wins in Europa League. We can win 4 games and win it. Because we can draw a leg, win, and that's the quarterfinal. And then win. No, 3 actually. We just need 3 wins. That's it. All I'm asking for is 3 wins and no losses in the competition. Run me 3 wins. Leon, go there, don't lose, beat them. Bilbao Rangers, whatever the first leg is, it's out. It'll be either in Spain or Scotland. Highly likely Spain. Don't lose, and then beat them in the home leg. Then win the final. I'm only asking for 3 wins. I'm asking for undefeated in 5. Sounds easy when you say it like that, doesn't it? But ain't that. I'll get to predictions at the end as well. I've started that. I'll get to it. Flawless. How many games would you predict United will win from now to the end of the season? Fuck knows. I have no idea, Chinley. Not very many. I'm hoping we win those 3 games. We need to remain undefeated in the Europa League and win 3 matches. Literally, undefeated in 5, win 3, and you win a European competition. If only it was that simple. If only. Yeah, I've been done. Like, even the Manchester derby, yeah, it'll be great on the day because it's fuck City, and if we win, it's great for Sunday, it's great Monday, and then Tuesday, that shit don't matter. I'm so into the Europa League. So into the Europa League. And I know our running in the Premier League is horrible as well. It's horrible. We need Ahmad Ameno back. We stand any chance of doing anything. We need them back. Somehow managed to get past Lyon in the quarterfinals, get them back for the semi-final. If we can get one or both of those two back, it increases our chances expeditiously. It really does. We really, really need to, because our attack absolutely stinks. It's so bad. And it's bad even when you add those two in it, but it's so much worse without them. Get past Lyon, get Ahmad and Maino fit. Realistically, how many players do you think United would sell in the summer? 4 players out on loan. Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, Malacio. I can see Onana and Højlund both being sold as well. I can see Cass being moved on. So it's like 7. Because that's excluding contract expiry. So that's excluding a Lindelof and Eriksen. So yeah, about 7 or 8. 7 or 8. Sounds like you could do with a striker. M9. Now that's yours, man. He's Villa. He's Brumtown now. He's Brumtown. So let's predict what position, what points United finish this season. I don't know. I don't care, Si. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't care about what we do in the league. Europa League. That's where I'm at. Europa League, solely Europa League. Yeah, Chindu, I didn't include Eriksen because he is contract expiry. Same with Lindelof. Same with a Johnny Evans, for example. Yeah, man, 40 million is all yours, man. Run us that 40 M's. Yeah, 20 for Anthony, 10 for Malacia, 25 for Sancho. Jeez, that's what? Wait, 40, 60, 80. That's 90 million between those 4. That's 90 million. What happened, Barnes? Says that ref and Tierney were pussy holes red all day on Tarkowski. It wasn't red. I seen that challenge. I didn't watch your game. Let me know if you're about Barnes. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you are live or not, or if you're going live later. But yeah, I'll send you the link if you're about. But I don't know what else the ref did, but it's definitely a red card. How that wasn't given, I don't know how it wasn't given. Crazy work. Crazy work that was not given. But what else did the ref do that was so bad? What else did the ref do that was so bad? What was it? Outside of the Tarkowski thing. Outside of that, we know what it is. You going live at 8 p.m. Eastern? No stress. I'll redirect over to you anyway, because I'm not going to be live too much longer. No stress. United can get more than 20 for Anthony. If the club is smart, they can get around 40 for him, too, if he continues his good form. Yeah, I was just throwing out figures. But hey, if we can get more Chindu, I'm with you. But even still, 20 for him, 25 for Sancho, 40 for Rashford, 10 for Malacio. It's 90 M's. Add on to the 100 million we was going to spend anyway. You can spend. It's more than 200 because of PSR. But let's say you're just spending what you bring in. That's 200 million. You can get 6-7 players for 200 M's. Not all doom and gloom. But we'll see what's what. This got to be one of the least hyped Merseyside derbies in time. Yeah, it's because it was a nothing game really much. They're going to win the league. Everton are safe. So there's not much on it outside of bragging rights. Even the Manchester derby coming up. Yeah, City are in the race for top 4. We're not playing for nothing. So it's just like, yeah. Look at Everton at 50th. It's like, whatever, who cares type of thing. That's what it is. No, just like I keep saying, man, end the Premier League season, G. End the Premier League season. Tired. It's over with. Wrap it up. It's over. It's over. What's going on? But yeah, Liverpool, you lot won the derby, man. You lot won the derby. It seems you lot, I don't know if you lot played, but I tell a lie. Still predicting a winner of the derby. Yeah, I think we'll get a dub, you know. Something tells me it's the type of game will show up in. Because one thing that Amarim's done I'm trying to think here, it's one more words together when you hear me stop people and ponder or look in the sky because I'm making sure I'm putting my words together correctly. One thing that Amarim has done very well is seem to get right in big games. And he's picked up big results and got big performances at crucial times. Just when it looks like it's like, all right, if you lose this, you could be gone. Or you lose this, it's the purge, it's complete anarchy. Like the pressure would become absolutely crazy. And you're already under mad pressure because you're at Manchester United anyway. But this is like the purge, it's the wild, wild west. Like the inmates running the asylum type of thing. He'll pick up a result. And he's done that. The 2 Arsenal games, he's did that. The FA Cup one, the Premier League, not the FA Cup, the one in the Premier League. He did it against Liverpool. He did it against Manchester City. Something that Ten Hag was terrible at was his Big Six record wasn't the best, in particular away from home. But he's done that. Draw at Anfield, knocking out Arsenal at the Emirates, win at the Etihad. Those type of things make people go, okay, maybe there's something here to it. Like if he goes to the bridge and wins, for example. Nah, don't end it. We only just started playing ball properly. When will you start heavily turning on Amorim like you did with Ten Hag? If this continues next season. So if Amorim performs like this or worse next season, that's when I'll be like, all right, enough's enough. That's when it is. The only saving grace for him this season, from me, is the fact I know you are walking into an absolute awful situation. You should still be doing better, yes. But I'm understanding of the situation you're in. It's horrendous. But you still need to stop doing the foolishness. And you are still in Europe. You can still win the Europa League. And if you win the Europa League, it's like, okay, there's something to this. But yeah, for me, if this continues next season, it's a wrap. Show's over. And it's already looking bleak anyway. What's the difference between Everton's performance and a bad day? The date might at least give you a pity kiss, but Liverpool didn't even give Everton that much. Sigh, that is terrible. That is dreadful, Sigh. I know you're laughing to yourself as well, but that is woeful. Is it because players show up in big games this season? To an extent, yes. I also think our style suits playing against the big teams. Giving the opposition the ball and then hitting them on the counter-attack suits us. Even though we don't really have players for counter-attack, we do have players who are not better in transition, but they're just less shit in transition. So you give Garnacho and Bruno and Højlund space, they're just less shit than they are against the low block. Like, that's what it is. And also, we can defend pretty well too. I've said this before. Like, people get misunderstood when I say defensively. We haven't been bad, but people point to it and go, oh, you're conceding more goals. Just because you're conceding more goals doesn't necessarily mean you're worse defensively. How are you conceding the goals? Is it an individual error thing? Is it a structure thing, or both? Because if you're conceding goals because your structure is bad, that's a problem for all of the defense and a problem for management. However, if the manager and the defenders most of the defenders are playing well and one individual's costing you, that's not a structure thing. That's an individual thing. Same way you can score more goals and be worse offensively. Because one team might have created much more chances but just missed more. You got a team that's creating 100 chances and you score, let's say you create 100 chances or 200 big chances and you score 60. But then you have a team that creates 120 chances and scores 65. On paper, they're a better team. People say, well, they've scored 15 more goals, but they've created way less. Run me the team that's creating more. Because I've run with law of averages. But again, that's just me. Big up, Sheik. You lot, make sure you subscribe to my bro, Sheik TV, every single time. If the summer transfer window is poor, would you worry for 25-26 season? Yes. Recruitment is key. I will know how invested I am in the coming season from the window, because I know how serious the club are from the window. They have done well, though. They have done well in both windows. January, I liked. The summer window, I liked. We need to go again and sign some attackers. Every player we need to bring in needs to be adding to the attack. Every player needs to be adding to the attack. Bar the goalkeeper, bar a centre-back helps with that. So literally, bar the goalkeeper. Centre-back will add to that. If we sign a wing-back, cool. Both central midfielders got to add to us building up from midfield and playing out. whether it's somebody with progressive passes, whether it's someone who's press resistant carrying the ball, or someone who's a mix of both, whichever. 10s, without doubt, you already know what's understood ain't got to be spoken about. Same with the strikers as well. Bring me attackers. I'm tired of these attackers. We need much more going forward. And bring me some established attackers as well. When I say established, it don't even have to be. I'm not saying bring me Isak. I'm saying bring me attackers who have actually put up numbers elsewhere. Not like Hoyland and Xerxes who got no numbers. Bring me Osherman, who's put up numbers. Bring me Cunha, who's put up numbers before. Semenyo, I'm not even sure his numbers, but his numbers that bring me Embuemo. And again, not necessarily them players. I'm just talking about their profiles and their numbers. So yeah, Embuemo probably going to get 10 goals. Not Embuemo, sorry. Semenyo. I'm looking here. He got 8 last season. He got 7 this season. He's got 28. So he's got 10 games to get 3 goals. He'll probably hit double figures. Run me that. Run me that. Top 5 best winning. Pick top 5 best title winning teams and rank your top 3, your favorite Manchester United moments you can't forget. Top 5 best. All right, I'll do the 3 Manchester United moments. The Giggs goal, the semi-final, goes without saying. The winning goal in the Champions League final, 99. And probably the Ronaldo header in 08. I knew we were going to win the. I knew we were going to win the league. I knew we were going to win the Champions League that season. So yeah, probably that. They're probably the 3. Top 5 best title winning sides. Is that you talking about United or are you saying overall, like in the Premier League side? It's a decent question. I just need to know further. Exactly, Bayesian Reds, man. See ball, kick ball, chase ball. Where to Eddie, man? Where to Eddie? That's what it'd be. See ball, kick ball, chase ball. Overall, United 99, United 08, Chelsea, the first one, Mourinho 04, 05. One of them City teams, but I can't remember which one. Was it the Centurions? One of them City teams was cold. I think, was it the Centurion team? Maybe that one. And probably Arsenal Invincibles. Can't remember which City team. I'd have to do more of a research. But one of them City teams was fire. One of them City teams was cold. So yeah, and Arsenal Invincibles. Is Arsenal Invincible? I really like the Arsenal 98 team though. But I'll go Arsenal Invincibles. Because that team was ridiculous. Despite the 12 draws, that team was it 100%? Yeah, that's the 5. Nah, not the Liverpool team in COVID. Yeah, damn flawless. Why you say fuck me for? Yeah, because you're Liverpool. That's why. Hold that. Because you're Liverpool, but you lot will make 6 to 10. You lot will make 6 to 10. Or somewhere. It'd be like 8 or 9 or something. I never actually thought about it outside of the top 5. That City Centurion team played the best football I've seen in the Premier League. Who was the front 3 in that Centurions? Was Aguero a part of that? Or was it a false 9 thing? Which one was it? Because if it was Aguero, then I'm thinking of the same. Worst 3 United games I've watched in the past. 4-1 to Liverpool at home in 2008-9. Was it 07-08? 07-08 or 08-09. By Leverkusen semi-final in 2002. Still not over that. Ronnie Johnson slipped a Nervo, hit the bar. And then Paul Mourinho. Now, Reds, you know why Barnes, not the 7-0? Because there was nothing on it. All the 3 I mentioned, there was something on it. When you lot packed us up 4-1, you lot were chasing us down. We were both running to the Premier League. The Bayer Leverkusen won, Champions League semi-final. The Champions League final at stake. Probably would have got packed up by Madrid, but we should have beat Leverkusen. And it was the other one I mentioned? Porto. We should have won the Champions League that year. We were good enough. We were better than Paul that year. We were better than Monaco. We were better than those sides. We should have won that league. We should have won that Champions League in 04. Our team wasn't the best, but it was better than those sides. And we had a perfectly legitimate offside goal ruled out, but here we are. Yeah, Barnes, we are friends. You the OG, but you might be taking shots all the time. You know what I'm saying? Who do you think should be Premier League Player of the Season? It has to be Salah. Because he's carried that attack. He has carried that attack to a Premier League title. Like, has he not scored? He's been involved in like 70% of their goals. And none of us rate any of their attackers. We're not taking Gakpo, Jota, Diaz, Nunez, Szoboszlai. To me, it's Salah. That's what I'd say. Or was it Sane, Sterling, Mahrez, Aguero? Yeah, I was right. It's the right team. Isn't it crazy how that Scholes offside goal versus Porto impacted things so much? Would Mourinho have gone on to achieve what he achieved? I think he would have, yes. I think he would have gone on to achieve what he would have achieved, but I don't think, probably not at that rate. But they say things are written in the stars, and that's what it is. Big up, Jazz. What are you saying, fam? I didn't even clock you.
No, man. I'm good, man. Nah, like, I literally was just there now, and so like, big up, man, big up.
Big up. But yeah, they say things like are meant to happen. That was supposed to happen. Because if that doesn't happen, he probably don't get the Chelsea job. And then that literally changes the trajectory of the Premier League. Everyone started playing 4-3-3 after him. It was a 4-4-2 league. And then because he played 4-3-3, everyone started playing 4-3-3. So it's like that impacts later on. The Manchester United then have the success in the late 2000s. If he doesn't come in and we switch to the 4-3-3. Who knows? List goes on. Who picks up them titles? Is it Arsenal? Do they pick up a couple of them titles? Did we get one? Did Chelsea go and get a manager who's just as good or even better? Like, because Roman was going to go and get somebody. I wonder who was second on the list. I wonder if anyone's ever asked him that. I hope someone has. I hope someone's asked him. If it wasn't Mourinho, who would you have went and got that season? Because you went and got him because he won the Champions League. Flawless and Jazz, which Premier League player has been underrated in your view this season? To me,
I don't even watch football. But no, why you ask me about football, bro? Like, warrior, like you should know the children now. Like, come on, we're not rookies in this.
This guy, to me, you know what? Even though he's getting his plaudits, I thought he was good last season, even though his team performed poorly. Aino at Forest. I think he's been the best fullback in the league this season, best right back in the league this season. I rate him highly. Before people are like, oh, it's recency bias. I spoke about him last season as well. I'm not one of those where the team's doing well. I only talk about the players now. That's why when people start chatting about Alanga and others, I'm like, oh, well, Alanga, we shouldn't have. When it was 17th, you weren't saying this. Stop with the results bias. But to me, Aino, I'd say. That's what.
Let me actually think of a player because like I feel like this season people give me more plaudits, but I do agree he's still underrated though, despite all that. Yeah, last season was actually good as well, but if I had to think a player who's underrated, I think probably Sabani at Bournemouth personally. I think Sabani is probably a good shout. Because obviously Hoytion's getting all of the attention this season, which I think is fair enough. Obviously, you see the clips, you see the goal that he assisted to like Yamal in the what's it called? In the what's it called? Nations League. There we go. And you see all these things, and I think I say it all the time to people in the chat how when people see you as a defender being good on the ball, that's like 20-30 mil extra on you, and people will rate you a lot more. But I think Sabani is his partner next to him actually extremely underrated from the standpoint of how good defensively he is. I think he gives me also the type of like leader type of mentality. I think everybody asks like the leaders in the team. I think he's somebody who has like a strong will, can perform as well. I just rate him in general. Like, I've been a fan since he was at Malmo, and this was years ago. So I think he's underrated personally. There's probably other players as well who I think are underrated in their own ways. I feel like Muniz at Palace, the right wing back. I think he's actually a solid player. I think he is. You can maybe you can still say Estupion, even though this season he hasn't been as great. I still think he's still a good left back in my opinion. Like there's a couple of players out there still.
Yeah, fair. That's fair enough. 110%. What's with the Madison Avijas? Chindu's asking.
Oh, bro, you know the drill already, man, bro. Get this dude to Turkey, man. Get him to Turkey, man.
Spurs. Flawless and Jazz. Best 3 matches you watched in the Champions League and World Cups.
7-1, Germany, Brazil. Probably my favorite memory. My favorite World Cup memory. When Ghana beat who was it? I think when Ghana beat Germany, I think there was like a game in the World Cup. Maybe I'm tripping. I think there was a game when Ghana played Germany, and I think we beat them like 2-1 or something. But I have to go back if that's actually the result. But I remember Ghana played Germany, and I think they beat them. And when Nigeria lost to Argentina in the 2018 World Cup, probably my three favorite World Cup moments. And Champions League, the Barcelona comeback. When Bayern smoked Arsenal like 10-2 aggregate, and then the Champions League semi-final against Ajax and Spurs versus Ajax.
First. What are you saying, Kaneki, man? Yeah, same to you. Best 3 matches you've watched in the Champions League and the World Cup.
Okay. My 3 for World Cup, it's Argentina versus France in 2018. It was between that Argentina France or Belgium France when I watched Paul Pogba just destroy the entire of Belgium's golden generation while Kevin De Bruyne, the greatest player of all time, couldn't pass Matuidi. Not even Kante. He couldn't pass Matuidi. But it had to be the France-Argentina game because that Pavard goal still lives rent-free in my head, bro.
Yeah, that was a crazy goal. I remember that goal.
France, Argentina, you got France, Belgium.
What was this? No, it's Argentina, France. I said it was between it or the Belgium game, but I'm picking Argentina, France in the 2018 World Cup. My next one was the South Africa with I don't want to butcher his name. Sam Mwalawala. That's his name.
Yeah, I think something around that line, yeah.
Yeah, that is my other one, and just Brazil getting draped up 7-1 in their own backyard, bro.
First, and what about Champions League? 3 best matches you've watched Champions League.
10-2 will never change because them niggas got that and didn't step foot in the Champions League back for 7 years. All right, so they man hold 10 and didn't step back foot in the Champions League.
You'll throw that in as one match, even though it was 2 legs. So I hear you. So you got Bayern Munich, Arsenal. What else? 2 more.
I'm going to be honest. Man United, Barcelona goals the 1-0, and Arsenal, Real Madrid. That Thierry Henry performance at the Bernabeu. Yeah.
For me, Champions League, 3 best matches. Of course, 99. Of course, we go in 99. The final against Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Bayern Munich. So it gets tough. My other favorite matches. Staying with 99 semi-final, United Juventus second leg in Turin. That shit was fire.
The Roy Keane red card you're talking.
Say that again.
Was that the Roy Keane red card?
Nah. He got booked in that game, so he missed the final, but he was on the pitch. Okay. So, him going head to head with Zidane and Edgar Davids was crazy. And yeah, we went 2-0 down and ended up winning the game 3-2. And then third one, can't remember what was it. 09, the away game, United Arsenal, and we beat them. That's why I go with that one. You can see my biases in these people. And as for the World Cup, Kaneki mentioned one France Argentina final just for that Mbappe cameo. '98 World Cup, England, Argentina, still one of my favorite games. England ended up going out on penalties. That's when Michael Owen did that mad solo goal, and then trying to think of our Brazil. So I go France or Brazil. Thinking either that's a damn performance against Brazil in the World Cup. I can't remember what year that was. Or
2002.
was it that year? Probably that. Or do I go Ronaldo one? Yeah, I'll go with that for the time being. Yeah, I'll go with that. But I'm missing out. I'm missing out Ronaldo one or something. But yeah, go on.
I'm not going to go old head on everybody's chat because one of the games I was going to bring up was last year. What's his name? That Sebastian Veron performance for Lazio in the Champions League as well.
Okay,
I was going to bring up that. I believe it was Dortmund.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even remember that one. But now you can bring up older ones. I brought up older ones. I love the shit from 98 and 99.
Yeah, but that's just pretty much it. But yeah. I'm just going to let you know this, Flawless. I did not remember that any games were playing this week.
Say that again. You remember what?
I did not remember that any games were playing this week. I didn't watch a single game.
Yeah. I hear you, man. No stress, man. It's all good.
Well, I generally haven't watched. I generally hasn't watched any football. I watched a little bit of them. Obviously, the Barcelona Atletico game, but
I had the Real Madrid game and the Barcelona game on alarm because I'm like, okay, Copa del Rey is this week. I did not clock that the Premier League was playing this week. And thank God.
I didn't even watch
it. God.
I haven't watched a single.
Yeah, I thank God I never watched anything because I don't know what my reaction would have been like seeing Didi Greedy against Manchester United. I refuse to rewatch the game based on what I
see. He was celebrated, but he wasn't like overboard. There was no shushing or nothing like that. He didn't do anything.
No, I'm just asking because Saeed's reaction, Rance's reaction, your reaction told me that this game would have literally probably have pissed me off. So I haven't watched the game. I have no intentions of watching the game. Zero intention. But
yeah, the game went pretty much as I expected it to go. To be honest, you ain't missed shit.
Everybody always talking about that fraud, Bruno Fernandes, and I've tried to tell everybody this brother don't help Man United. This brother help himself.
Oh yeah,
I had an argument with somebody about this on their channel because he's like, Bruno Fernandes, I'm like, let me show you how Bruno Fernandes is. Bruno Fernandes will spam 15 pop ball, do 15 spam ball in like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. One of it will lead to a goal. Yeah? And he gets the assist, he gets the GA. Mm-hmm. Bruno will then lose the ball for the rest of the game and we can see 2 goals. When we lose the game 2-1, guess who's not going to get blamed? Mm-hmm. They said that is what Bruno makes sure that you can't blame him. Mm-hmm. That is what Bruno is. Bruno is literally that kid that does everything just to make sure he doesn't get in trouble. Everybody else is suffering, but he just wants to make sure he doesn't get in trouble. He's like, well, everybody was talking, but I was over here in my corner, I didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to get into this. I never watched the game. I have no intentions of even looking at the highlights of that game. I just saw Elanga score. And I was like, okay, did he greedy on these guys? Because if he was me, I would have greedied.
I agree, he's respectful because he said it. I didn't watch the whole interview, but I seen one of the quotes that he was saying about how he learned a lot at Manchester. He learned a lot at Manchester United. I don't think he holds any ill will. Like, you don't have no bad feelings towards Manchester. There's no grudge or anything like that from Elanga because I don't think he weren't treated bad. Like, he understands.
He just got sold. That's what it was.
And he went to a better situation, and now look, flying. I'd love to see it. I'm happy for him, and I hope they make Champions League. And guess what? Forest back in the track. That place gonna be rocking. Similar to how Villa are going through it now. Newcastle we watched, and hopefully they draw a big team. Well, you don't have to draw a big team because it's a group stage.
Yeah, let's hope they don't
I think they're still gonna get a team because you get obviously a pot 1 team, or you get at least 2 pot 1 teams. So you're gonna get it. You're gonna get like.
Let's just hope they don't do Forest like what they did Newcastle last season. last time because
Nah, forward, but he
that
had
was
like
huge.
PSG. Nah, you want that, man? Run the gauntlet. Whatever you want.
No, I know that, but I'm like, fam, like you could see from point blank that they wanted just Newcastle out the Champions League.
Right, man. Love that.
Oh,
I
they
love
did that group was kind of great, but
that.
they
Yeah,
still, they, but
it was
that's the
good to
thing. They
watch.
still shouldn't.
Gorgeous.
But that's the thing, though. They shouldn't. I would say, bro, Newcastle should not like they were terrible, more terrible than they're supposed to. It's like there were even games where they were supposed to win them or at least get a draw and they didn't do it. Like so, they kicked themselves in the foot as well because all the time I always say I still don't know how Dortmund finished first in the group because we were good. Then we were in the league as usual, but we weren't that good either. So it's like I don't know. It was a weird. It was a weird year. It was a weird year.
Watching Newcastle slap PSG that had Neymar and Mbappe in these man. Yeah, fam, it was hilarious.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
trust me.
a big up to Foster's, big up Flawless when you coming back to Barbados. Won't be till at least when I reach that like 2020, summer 2027, 2028, because this summer is work all summer. And then so I ain't going no holidays, nothing. Man's grafting throughout the summer like I did this 2024. The last summer just gone. And then obviously it's World Cup 2026. So I'll be out stateside for that. So maybe 2027, 27, 28, something like that. Probably one of those two. It's all dependent on work and how it goes. If this continues if this accelerates at an even better rate than I expected, it might be sooner than that. But yeah, it's all work related because man has to be able to live stream at any given moment, depending on what's going on in particular summers as well. So yeah, if it is 27, 28, well, hey, if brands reach out to me, it could be way before that. That's what it is. That's also dependent on that as well.
Law's gonna be, bro. But the next time you come, he's gonna be a family man, sponsors, and living in the States, man. So at least the trip is not gonna be long.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Who knows? You never know. Best top 3 goals you've watched your team score and top 3 goals you've watched.
I'll be honest. I don't want to speak about team. I'll be real. I'll let you two answer this, man.
You can chat about Dortmund. You can talk Dortmund.
We thought Dortmund pissed me off too, but so.
All right, cool. Top 3 goals I've seen my team score. Again, this a common theme. Giggs 99 semi-final, without doubt. Cole and York 99 versus Barcelona, and then trying to think of a third. Maybe the counter-attacking goal we scored against Arsenal in the black kit, the AIG thing, the Rooney goal, where Nani did that disgusting skill where he did like a Cruyff turn and he got the ball to pop off the ground. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. In regards to best goals I've watched overall, Ronaldinho, the goal in the El Clasico for Barcelona in 2006 when he got a standing ovation. That one, that's definitely one. Second, Roberto Carlos free kick versus France, 98 World Cup. Was that 98 World Cup? But the one you lot know, the infamous free kick where it swerved. That one. And then probably the damn volley against Bayer Leverkusen in 2002. Man's volleyed it from the edge of the area on his wrong foot. I know I'm probably forgetting some Brazilian Ronaldo goals as well, but that's what comes to mind. Yeah, go on, Kaneki.
The best goals that I've seen scored at Manchester United. Number one is that free kick from Ronaldo against, was it Portsmouth?
Yeah, Portsmouth. Yeah. Oh shit! How can I forget the Bergkamp goal? That was a bad boy goal as well. Sorry, go on. Honorable mention to the Bergkamp goal.
Ronaldo free kick against Arsenal. I have to bring up that one because fuck you guys. Yeah, and the Scholes screamer against Barcelona. To me, those are my 3 favorite goals for Manchester United. My 3 favorite goals I've ever watched, actually. One of them is Van Basten. One of them is Van Basten in the Euros.
Yeah.
Yeah, the volley against the Soviet Union. as everybody knows. That's a good goal for me. The standing ovation that Dino got from Real Madrid is another one.
Absolutely.
And that that stupid, impossible goal that Messi scored. But I'm going to go the Zlatan free kick from outside the box against England because I don't because anything that has to do with England's downfall is hilarious. So yeah, the Zlatan free kick against England, Ronaldinho's performance against Real Madrid, and that Van Basten volley.
Yes.
I could have gone. I could have gone Shevchenko. I could have gone a Shevchenko goal. Was it against? It was a 6-0 against Florentina. I could have brought up that in during the Ballon d'Or season for him because he had a couple crazy goals for AC Milan during that time. Could have gone Rui Costa as well. Now that I think of it. I've actually seen a lot of amazing goals during my time in football. I've actually seen a lot.
I know this
But,
goals I'm forgetting.
but I'm just gonna go with those. So the Van Basten volley. For those that's wondering, no, I'm not born in 1988. It's a game that in Jamaica, growing up, they used to rerun some games. So they'd have on this day in sports. It used to come on like TVJ. They would have this day in sports, and they would show you these classic moments that happen in sports. That's how I saw that Van Basten goal, that volley, and I never forgot it.
That's fair. 100%. That's very, very fair, fam. I know there's probably some goals I've forgotten, but that's off the top of the head. Big up Hugo as well, says big up Flawless and the gang. Smash the likes, people. Run up the likes. Scales up to 40 likes before we close out, man. We're only 6 short, people. 6 short. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel as well. We're trying to get to 15K. I promise you, lot, we'll get a 15K live stream subscriber party as well, people. We will actually do one. Yo.
Shout out Hugo in chat. I remember this goal as well. Pankovic versus Schalke 04. Oh my God, bro! I remember. What's his name? Our upcoming keeper at the time in that Schalke team, Neuer. Hold on.
Which year was it? Which year was
it? That's what I'm
saying. 2004. I don't remember it.
I think Neuer came through, but I think it was a bit early though. I think Neuer was playing like in 08. Like he was in the Schalke. He was part of Schalke during them times. I know that for sure.
He was a part of that Schalke team that was on the rise, bro. I remember it. It was.
Yeah, like he was in the Schalke team. I remember.
Yep.
Obviously, I don't remember watching, but I know because obviously I follow German football.
Yep, I remember it, bro. It was with that was Inter Milan back then with Maicon and them. Yeah, Neuer was there, upcoming Neuer. Yep, there it is. Hey, and that Schalke team was not a joke either, bro. That Schalke team was not a joke either. Beautiful, beautiful time, bro.
I'm glad. Obviously as a Dortmund fan, I'm glad they're rotting in the Bundesliga too. So love to see that one.
Best 3 goals scored against your team. Kaka
I'll be honest.
For me, Kaka definitely in 07 at OT. That was cold. I just had to Google it to check Batistu's goal for Fiorentina versus Manchester United, where he was just crack one from like 25 yards. And then
I mean, we get scored on every week, so I don't know.
I'm trying to think of a third. What's the third? What's another one? I'll just go away. Because normally I'm mad, so I'm hating and I'm biased. I'm trying to think of a goal now. Them goals were undeniable. As good as Brazilian Ronaldo's hat-trick was against us, Barthez had a fucking man.
Who?
Fabian Barthez. I was thinking of Benteke's goal against us. That 9 tapping for Real Madrid, that Redondo back here was disgusting. Yeah, Chinlu, probably that. There you go. I knew there was a Ronaldo goal. There we go.
I was going to bring up what Kaka just making R9. I'm just making Rio and these man need to retire. The most disrespectful goal in my entire life. Watching
Yeah, he
4
made
foot
Ever and
seven.
Heights cross it. He made Ever and Heights crash into each other. It was mad.
Yep. That's a goal. That's one goal. The other goal was watching 4 foot seven Lionel Messi dunk on my centre backs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
that, that goal is Champions League final. Man's 4 foot seven dunking on my 6 foot 3 centre backs. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay,
Definitely not heard about that.
maybe if Rice was there.
Stop. Shut up, Jules. And it has to be one of the goals we conceded at Highbury. If it's not the Burkamp goal, it's Thierry Henry.
Oh, the
Which
volley.
one was
You talking
the
about the
one
volley?
that they won the league against us? That's the game at Highbury. I'm remembering the one that they won the league against us at Highbury.
Yeah, you
Who
talking
was
about.
it? Who
I think you
was
might
it?
be talking about the volley. And you might be talking about
Yeah,
the only volley. It might be the volley.
that is what I'm talking about. So it's the one of the most hated goals I have is us at Highbury.
Mhm.
It's between Burkamp and Thierry Henry, but I'm going to go Thierry Henry. Whitford, is that his name? I think that's his name, Chinlu. I think it's Wilford, Wiltord. That the goal that Arsenal scored against us at Highbury that won them the league against us. That was one of my most
Oh no, you talking
hated.
about what's it called? You talking about that was at OT. It went at hybrid. The Wilton goal was at Old Trafford. It went at hybrid.
It wasn't
If you
Old
talk about
Trafford,
winning the
okay.
league,
I just
yeah,
know, I just know that he won the league against us with a goal, bro, and it pissed me off.
yeah. It was at what's it called? But yeah, the
Yeah, and
R9 happened on the
I
back.
hated going to Highbury as well. I hated Highbury. That's why
Mm,
it just stuck off in my head because I'm like, a goal that pissed me off the most was Arsenal at Highbury, and it was Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry.
mm.
Sylvan Wilford. Yeah, thank you, chat.
It was
That's the
Wilton.
goal. That's the
Yeah, it
goal
was that.
scorer.
Yeah, it was at OT. It went at hybrid. It was at
That
OT
was
when
at
it was
Old Trafford. But the goal that pissed me off the most was the Thierry Henry at Highbury. That's
yeah,
the
the
goal.
volley.
That's something that pissed me off.
Flawless. Would you do a Premier League draft with a complete panel? Maybe. It's not something that I'm really. I'm not gonna lie, side. I'm really too interested in, to be honest.
Nah, bro, that
That's
shit that shit is that shit because
oh,
that shit I all the time I'll be that shit always ends in like some chaotic shit because I'll be drafting a good team and then guys be saying, "Oh, your team's ass," and I'm fucked up, man.
yeah.
I had that
I'm
game.
really interested in doing it like that, to be honest. I'm not. Hey, big up Crab, man.
Yeah,
Good to see you in the chat. Shout out to Crab. Hope you're good, my brother, man. Blessings, man. Good to see all the Bajans in the building. You already know. Big up everyone that
Yeah,
is in.
flawless. I remember it. Thank you to text us in the chat for it.
Go on.
It was our performance at Highbury first that season. This
Mm,
little one Arsenal won the league. Our performance at Highbury, and then they
mm.
came to Old Trafford and beat us as well.
Yeah, they
That
did.
is
Yeah.
what pissed me off. So it was just a Highbury game that pissed me off the most because it started it.
Season pissed me off, man. Jesus. Yeah, get over that shit. We was on for a 4P. Hey, big up Pops as well, man. Big up Pops. You lot make sure you subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. I believe they're
bro.
going live
I,
in about 5 minutes or so. So we will be
I
redirecting
gotta
over to Beijing
I
Reds
gotta say
TV.
this.
Yeah, go on, Jez.
I gotta say this, bro. Like I only realized like obviously after the Chelsea game, yeah, well we only got like 8 games left of the Premier League. Thank the Lord. Like you don't
Yeah.
understand how like I generally can't even watch no Premier League matches no more. Like because the thing is, this team like Tottenham has spoiled
Yes,
us
the
so
Premier
much,
League
but
divided. I told you, I don't
like
know.
like I struggle to watch any football match these days because of the whole shit they do. And obviously Champions League, I'm still locked in. Shit, I even international break, I was locked in low key. But
Mm.
club football, especially Premier League, I can't watch that for shit no more. So I have to say, yeah, please end the season as quick as possible,
And the
and
Premier
also
League
shout
season, I'm with you. Go
as
on.
as
Bro,
quick
flawless.
as
I'll
quick
see
as
you
possible,
when they
and
take 10
also
on.
I gotta say this as well,
Go on.
because obviously to mention obviously shout out to Amina Bielefeld. Also, it's a German team in the third division of
I've
Germany.
heard of them.
Who yesterday they reached the DFB Pokal final yesterday
Let's go.
against Leverkusen, and which is funny because they're not at the moment. Obviously, it's close, but they're not even currently in the playoff spot to even get promoted to the second division. So they're obviously going to play Stuttgart in the
Maybe
final.
next week, if I
Who?
remember correctly.
Sorry.
They're eighth in the third division.
No, no, they're currently fourth or fifth right now. But it's the
Oh,
point.
they've gone up.
That, huh?
They've gone up the table. I haven't.
Yeah,
I stopped
they're gone
watching.
up. They're gone up. They're gone up. Probably over the weekend they went up because it's hella close. It's hella close. That's why.
James, why this always happen? Fam, I stopped watching the German third division for like 2 months, and this happened. Really? The last time I watched it, they were eighth. With 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Nah,
like, I know they were eighth the time I watched them.
oh, I don't know, because it's quite close, so it's not necessarily surprising to be honest. But now it's kind of crazy considering the fact this world is um because I've seen people obviously in the replies because I think Chaka went to the fans obviously because it was in Germany when like losses like this happen usually the whole team has to stay there hearing from the shit that the fans have to say, which is quite normal. And obviously, Jaka went obviously to the stands and he was talking to one of the fans who was obviously speaking. And obviously Jaka wasn't doing anything crazy, but the fans were always it's just a heated argument. Let's say it this way. And I saw obviously people on Twitter here saying like, how can the fans be so ungrateful to Chaka who helped have like historical season in their history? And I'm like, that tweet right there is anything wrong in football. Just like obviously, don't get twisted. Like Leverkusen, the players they did fantastic last season, and they did something that I think literally nobody was even expecting in German football. Like this was something that nobody thought that was going to happen. That Leverkusen was going to do that. But
Yeah,
just because they did that last season doesn't mean that losing to a third division team who like I know Bielefeld just because I lived in Germany. I even been at Bielefeld, so it's not like I
I don't
don't
know
know them.
because of football
But
manager.
yes, football manager, but they've never been in the. I don't remember like from my life living. I don't even remember them in the first division. So this how long they have been not in the first division, and I'm sitting here saying that how can people tell fans to not have some sort of level of standard? Like it's supposed to be where like you can't be losing to a team that's in the third division.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
You can't like for example like this is like obviously Germany has many more divisions, so it's not the lowest division, but all the all the leagues that's like deemed as professional, the third division is like the lowest position, the lowest professional league in Germany. So to lose to a team like that is kind of crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know why there's like I just don't get football fans these days. Like when I see them say certain things, it's like yo, the standard is just so low. The standard is so low when I see these type of things here. Like obviously, shout out to Beautiful because when the full time was here, you could see the fans and the players
Yeah,
just
what it
storming
means.
the pitch.
Yeah, you know what
Yeah,
it
like
means.
you see what it means. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah, James. This is
Yo,
okay. I remember. I know. I remember. The reason why I was watching Armenian Beatlesfield before was their left back. It was someone that I was scouting before because he used to play at Hanover 96. His name is
I got.
Louis Opie. Yeah, Louis Opie.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, I know who that
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
him. Um,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
because of him. I was watching his performances so far. When he came through the Hanover 96 Academy. And I was like,
Yes.
this is a very good young upcoming left back because this was when Dortmund at the time were looking for a left back. This is when you guys were still at what his name from Chelsea.
Matson.
Yeah, you had Matson. I was saying that this guy would be a good buy for Dortmund.
No,
Excuse
no,
me.
I
Yeah,
know who he is. I know who he is. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
funny because
that's the
because
reason
Germany got a
why
lot.
I'm like Armenian. I'm like, why was it that I was watching them before? It was because of him.
Yeah,
Like this guy
yeah.
has a left back. This guy's a left back in the German third division, flawless. He has 12 goal contributions as a
That's
wing back. 12
Uh,
goal
he's he's
contributions.
he's sort of like this is funny because like Germany obviously Germany in since second division football. Obviously, I don't watch a lot of third division. I only watch like sometimes only when like teams like where I know like it's easy to kind of get to when I'm in Germany and that. But most times like second division and football is actually like because it's a league where a lot of the youngsters are allowed to really like just go and on loan. It's like the championship when you see Premier League teams letting the youngsters go to the championship. but it's more frequent in the Germany, like, which is funny because like one Ghanaian player, well, he's German, but obviously Ghanaian, kind of like I am, where he plays for Ghana now, and he wasn't caught up to the last international break, and I'm like, yo, they gotta give him the chance. Like, I don't know, Kaneki, if you've heard of him, but his name is Königsdorfer.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, yo, I think he's a solid player. Like, I'm not saying that this is like some world beater,
No, it's
can play
not
for
a
the big
work.
clubs, but he's a good player. Like,
There's a
he's a good
player
player.
there. There's a player there.
Yes, like, he's a player. Like if honestly, like, if I would say this now about football, like, football just doesn't exist only in England, and there's so much football going on. That's why I don't necessarily always agree with
Facts.
the narrative of like, I don't agree with the narrative that football is dead. There's no good footballers, no dead anything. Not like, yeah, the standard is maybe not as high as it used to be in terms of the individuals, but I think there's still a lot of good, very good footballers out there. Still, though, that's the thing, though. That's just but that's just how I see it.
It's the reason why I will never, ever, ever drop the La Liga, and it's the reason why it hurts my soul. I said football fell off when Syria died and Brazil died. Like when those as um establishments started to fall off, I said football was over
Yeah,
because I'm not trying to see a bunch of athletes. As I said before, I don't like think about this right now. If Barcelona wins the league and let's say they win the Champions League, no one has a bigger shout for Ballon d'Or than Pedri. Pedri, that
I think
everybody
it's
Depends
probably
who
probably
performs,
yeah.
bro.
I think obviously I agree with you, but I think Yamal, just because his name is just more out there, and I think it's easier to put it into conversation. Even though I agree with you that, like, if Barcelona win the league, the Copa del Rey, and the because obviously to somehow win a treble,
that
but
would
let's
have
say
been
they
it
only
would
win,
have been a
but
it would have
but let's say
been
let's say they win only the let's say for argument's sake they're only winning the league and the Champions League. I can't lie, bro. I think they were trying to force the conversation into Yamal winning like the Ballon d'Or, but I think Petri's been extremely underrated considering how good he's been
Yeah,
this
it's
season.
gonna be very good.
He's been really,
Very
really
good.
good this season.
and it's the thing where I'm trying to prove it to you because everybody always wants to use goals. I'm like, Pedri is the master of his position. Jude
Oh,
Bellingham is a horrible Jude Bellingham is a horrible midfielder. Pedri is a class midfielder. Like that's the difference. Bellingham is
mm.
scoring goals, but Bellingham can't do his job. Pedri
I
is
mean,
doing his job,
I
but he
see. I
isn't
see.
scoring goals like Bellingham.
See, but the thing, this is where I kind of slightly don't disagree because Bellingham does his job in terms of what he's told to do, though. Like, if you tell him to do what Pedri does, then of course he's gonna look 10 times more worse than he does on the pitch.
Mm.
This is where I disagree. Even though I get what you're trying to say in terms of like when you just put the word midfielder, you don't think of Jude, you think of Pedri in terms of just being able to control a midfield from the deeper areas, helping the ball progress forward, and also contribute in terms of finding maybe the pass before the assist kind of pass. What Pedri does, or even Pedri himself is actually really good at finding the assist himself. To be honest, just that he doesn't stack up a lot of assists. But I'm kind of just more maybe a different aspect of the way I look at football. How like if you're getting told a job to do, I rate you based on the job to do. Like I don't like if I was trying to put up like let's like if I was trying to put up for example because I know more people rate Valverde more than they do Jude for example. So I think Valverde is a better example. If I was trying to compare Valverde with Pedri, I think a lot more people will love Pedri more because of just the way he plays football. And I think and that's not wrong to think that way. But I think it's
No, it's
unfair
not.
towards players like Valverde and Jude, for example,
No,
to do
but
that comparison.
how I'm looking at it just it's basically this because how you judge how you say is how you say that is how I judge. I'm not judging Jude Bellingham the player. I'm
Yeah,
judging Jude Bellingham the midfielder
midfield.
because
Yeah,
when you
I know. This is how you do it. Yeah, I
because
know. And I think that's fair enough.
because
Yeah.
yeah because all I'm hearing is he's a better player than I'm like is he a better midfielder than is Jude a better midfielder than Pedri? No.
No, no, I agree.
Valverde Valverde and Pedri is an argument. I would. That's a debate I've had with Omar
But
before.
that's the funny part of it. That's the funny part, Kaneki, though. But if you put it to most people, though, people would still say, no, it's not even an argument, and it's Pedri. That's why I use Valverde as the example because I think Valverde is more rated than Jude, which is
No,
fair
and
enough. But then,
that's what I
but
said.
then, but then, more people will still say Pedri and say it's not even a debate because of the way Pedri plays football to compare to how Valverde plays football.
And you know the thing is, they don't play it that. The difference is just this: Pedri is what Iniesta did at Barcelona. When and this is coming from me watching him play against Man United, where there was a part in the Champions League final when we equalized and made the game 1-1, and Man United had all the pressure on Barcelona, and Iniesta just slowed the game down. Like he literally just popped the ball and just slowed Man United down to play at his pace and just bopped us off the park. Like that's what it is. Like when you Pedri can do is a metronome is that term I'm going to use. He's a metronome. Like Valverde cannot dictate play like Pedri.
Yeah, that's not
Pedri
his.
can
That's
do
not. Yeah, that ain't his game. That ain't Valverde's game. He's not a
no
Yeah,
that
dictator.
exactly. But
that
this what I'm talking about. You know? It's like because he doesn't control the game, and Valverde's game is more about being like a box to box presence in both boxes, being more of like the energy type of guy. Like remember, like there used to be a time when Valverde was generally only used as a right winger because one, they had injuries, but two, because he could help out with Carvalho from a defensive standpoint as well. But this is what I was talking about. This whole people would prefer to see a player like Petri more times. That's why I think people don't want to have to don't want to have even the conversation to have when it comes to this. Like I had many debates of like saying how I think Valverde is extremely underrated, but because he doesn't play football in people's mind, in people's words, the right way in quotation marks, is why he doesn't get the ratings. So this is kind of like where I say I always have. It's like not that I'm trying to defend these guys, but it sounds like I'm defending these guys when it comes to Jude, when it comes to Valverde, because I feel like I feel like people's way of again I can't force a person's view of how they view football. If you love your footballers in that manner, then it's what isn't like
That's your
I can
preference.
understand like so I can like example I can't tell somebody to love Jude Bellingham as a footballer just because it's definitely not your footballer. Then. Like say it's like I don't
Yeah.
force people onto you have to like this footballer and that footballer in it. But I feel like then sometimes what can sometimes create is then you have like not saying that your opinion is invalid, but sometimes you have like a certain bias towards having like a love
People
for a
do.
player. But I'm saying like when I'm saying okay, you know who the player is, but just for what he does in the team, I would say. And I think, for example, players like Jude, players like Valverde, they don't get sometimes. Well, obviously, I think Jude is not the right example because Jude get even more
Valverde
credit.
is the right example.
I think Valverde is more because because even I last because even for me, who everybody knows, I'm a Jude stan even for that last season, the way people were speaking about Jude was crazy. Like, because I watched this guy since he joined Dortmund at 17, and I
Yeah.
know what he is. I know what he is as a footballer. I think he's a really good footballer, actually. Compared to like, people will say it, I will say it, but that doesn't mean I'm saying that he's Zidane. Like people will say, I'm not saying that he's like this. Like what happened last season was unprecedented in terms of from the scoring this perspective. That's why I knew going into this season. I think a lot of people was going to overrate him and saying, why is he not scoring goals like this? Because he's not a goal scorer. Like he can
no
score goals, but he's not a goal
and
scorer.
and
But
just don't make it
Valverde, but that's why I use Valverde as a better example because Valverde is a better player, but because the way he plays football, I think a lot of people don't
Yeah,
want to
you
give
don't,
him the
you
credit.
don't get rated
They
the way
don't
you
want to
should.
give him the credit because he doesn't play the football the right way.
You wanna know why? Valverde. So I'm just gonna say this so flawless because flawless so the time. Valverde, comparing him to a previous footballer, Valverde almost reminds me somewhat of uh, a uncut version of Stador, the way how Valverde plays. The thing with Valverde though, and what I don't like with Jude Bellingham is this: Valverde can think for himself. The manager gives Valverde an instruction. Valverde knows while doing that instruction, I can do this, 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 and this to make it even better. Jude Bellingham is a part of the robotic players. When Jude Bellingham is doing something, when Jude Bellingham is playing because watching him, when he's being told to do something and that something isn't working, you want to know what Plan A isn't working. You want to know what Jude Bellingham does for Plan B? Do Plan A better.
Yeah, like he's
So he's got
following
left
the instruction, but that's why this is why I feel like
Sadov cold because Sadov had the
yeah.
Sadov is like a mix between them both, to be honest. Sadov he had the physicality even though he wasn't super mobile, but he's ridiculous. So go on, just
yeah. Because I agree with you with that as well. Like especially like I always say like I always say this to people that I didn't like that Jude version last season where he's scoring goals and putting into the box and like being like a striker at times even. I didn't like this version because I feel like a lot of people because box crushing these things. Because when you're watching the Dortmund, obviously Kaneki would have seen him as well. This what you see him at Real Madrid and what he is doing at Dortmund is two completely different players in my opinion. That's why I feel like what people see at Real Madrid, like I know he's a lot better when it comes to these type of things, but I always say this. I think he developed a massive ego since he joined them. And you can see it with the way he plays football. Like simple things like, for example, like Jude, for example, he will hold onto the ball for no reason, trying to do like a body shimmy, feint, or trying to get past his opponent just to get away. But at Dortmund, I'm talking about just extreme efficiency, being able to carry the ball, being able to pass the ball, find his teammate. Like, trust me, like this is a complete different player. Like this is a complete different player. That's why I feel like I don't know. Maybe because people didn't watch that Dortmund. I don't know.
4 for 3 goals in the 5-2 we lost to Barcelona in the final. Bellingham is at 4 for 3 goals. He lost the ball for 3 goals.
Which game?
Against Barcelona in the Spanish Cup final. Bellingham is at 4 for 3 goals.
Yeah.
He's gonna lost the ball.
I just want to talk about.
Try to track back.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say though. Like, no, this is what I'm trying to say. This is why I'm saying this. Like, he developed like an ego. Like, I feel like this whole Zidane and people rating him to the level that they were doing last season got to his head and thinking that he's a player he isn't. Because I watched him at Dortmund. This was not Jude Bellingham that people say that a box crushing number 8. No, bro. This guy was he wasn't dictating the game still like a Pedri does. Like even this season, I don't know what it was last season or the season prior, but only this season where I'm really starting to appreciate a player like Pedri. Like I feel like this season, I don't know what it is. It's maybe his play is completely different to how I see it the past few seasons here. But when I watched Jude, I'm like, I hate this. Even though I still rate him, I hate this Jude version compared to the Dortmund versions. But maybe it's just me and maybe I'm just a fan of road runners and whatever. But
what you saying is correct is in regards to we all have our preferences. It's just that people can't. If it's not my preference, I can't respect it or rate it, which is where the issue lies. If somebody's at the top of their field with that style you don't like, you still have to give him credit because it's effective. Even if you're not a fan of Pedri, let's say Pedri's not the type of midfielder that you like, you still have to give him credit for how cold he is and how well he performs, whether it's your preference or not. You might prefer, let's say, for example, I'm trying to think of a midfielder who's the complete opposite to. Okay, give me a midfielder who's just like who's more of a ball carrier who plays from deeper areas and is physical. Anyway,
Barella.
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's say you know what I'm saying, like so let's say for example, Barella's your preference. So because Pedri don't play like Barella doesn't mean that he's not no good. Or Edison, for example, his preference, you know, like I'm saying, like is Bellingham my type of midfielder from like tens? No, from an attacking mid, but I understand what he provides that team. I understand. Sometimes it's just doing a job for the team. And being a runner is all you need to do because you do the running that Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. don't. You and Rodrigo are key. He spoke about it. There was an interview he did this season after they beat someone and they mentioned Rodrigo. And Henri was like, I'm so glad you brought him up. Because people think because road running has become it's crazy how
it's more of a dick though these times.
Has become a negative, kind of like how G&A at times has become a negative, and it's like because people downplay it type of thing. That's what it is. So like with it is like what Bellingham and Rodrigo offer Real Madrid off the ball is just as important as what they offer on the ball. We see what it's like when you have three talented players and they don't want to do the work.
Don't want to do anything else.
We've seen it with Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. Three extremely talented players. But when you don't have the ball, you're playing with 8 men.
Pretty much.
Do that. Yeah, you're playing with 8 players. You can't do that. You can carry maybe 1, maybe 2. Because Vinicius and Mbappe, they're not necessarily lazy, but they're not.
They're not the hardest. They're not necessarily there like putting it out there. They're not putting it 100% out there.
Yes. Whereas you need someone to do the work of 2. And when you have Bellingham and you have Rodrigo, they do the work of 2. Valverde, that's 3. They do the work of 2. They are all work for themselves and extra. And then Mbappe and Vinny are not super lazy, so it's like it adds into it type of thing.
Yeah.
No, here the thing is, Hugo, no, I'm not giving Bruno props because, like I say, people deem road runners because people go to that straight away because they have nothing else. Because when we think of Valverde, or when we think of Rodrigo or Valverde, the first thing we mention isn't their off the ball work and how hard they work. We mentioned their talent on the ball. That's the
this is a funny, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. For today in the chat, I prefer the Dortmund Jude Bellingham because that was Bellingham that had football fundamentals. The Jude Bellingham that doesn't force passes isn't trying to do what he knows he's not capable of. Jude Bellingham has 2 left feet. Why are you trying to do step overs? You can't do that. That's not in your in your tool set. That's not in your skill set.
100%.
All right. I agree. Jude Bellingham's Dortmund job was literally win the ball, give it to Brandt. Win the ball, give it to Sancho. Win the ball, give it to Marco Reus. Win the ball, give it to Emre Can. Win the ball. That was just your job. Win the ball, move it. Win the ball, move it. At Real Madrid, you're trying to play like Zidane, when in reality you're literally behind Khedira in football ability. You are behind Khedira.
Yes. I agree. And this is my problem. It's like I feel like because what people see it's him at Madrid. They're saying that like he's like a bum, and like I don't think like I personally think if you buy, I think Jude goes to any team and makes a team a lot better than the team is right now. Me personally, tell a lie, not any team because PSG got their midfield, Barcelona got their midfield, but like Jude Bellingham who keeps his game simplified and takes advantage of his physical prowess when going forward. I think it's an excellent player to have in the team, honestly. And I feel like that's why I sometimes get like not mad, but sometimes it gets to me when I see people talk about him because I know how good he actually can be for the team. And I feel like, and one thing I think a lot of people don't appreciate is like he's a player that can help a team win. For example, look at how bad Dortmund has gotten since he's left. We are screaming for a player like him 3 times in midfield. Well, okay, 2 times because we need like a Marco Reus, for example. But you get the point. But this Real Madrid one, Jude gets over his head. Like he thinks that he is the guy. He's supposed to be the guy. He's like changing everything, and it's like, no, bro, this is not you. That's why I always have to defend you in the way you do because you have to do too much. But maybe it's just maybe because he's like a light skin and it gets sometimes to his head that he's like a big club. I don't know. Maybe I'm stereotyping right here, but I don't know.
A couple more things before we close out.
I don't know.
A couple more. Let me get to a couple. Big up to Side. I got to answer this quickly. My father saying football today is so systematic and that is killing creative players. Do you guys agree? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This is why you don't get streets never forget ballers, and all it's going to take is somebody to be successful at the highest level, not being in the system, and then everyone will follow suit. Football's trends. Football's trends. Same way formations. It was 4-4-2.
Like, bro, you got Premier League
successful at the highest level playing 4-3-3. Then you had the back 3 era. Then it went back to 4-3-3 type of thing. So That's what it is. It will
You
take
got
someone to go away from it because we've seen Pep be so successful with a system and playing systematic football. It's just going to take someone to be as successful as him, or even a little bit less, to go to go. Okay, we're all going this way. Yeah, go on, Jess. So you're going to say
no, because you right this that also, and I know Kaneki also has something to say on that as well. But like you're right with that because it's you see, like we saw Southampton this season with Russell Martin when it came up.
Yes, prime
And
example.
you like how you see it all the way till the worst team in the Premier League trying to play systematical football when teams who back I'm not trying to I sound old when I say this, but back in the day you will say how teams when they come up they're maybe not going to be talented, but there's probably like 2 to 3 guys maybe who like are like you see like the what they can offer from offensive standpoint and say like, you know what, let's be a structured solid team in terms of defending, but then let our best 2 3 players do something. Well, like now it's like you when we have to play from the goalkeeper, when the ball goes to my center back, this left back needs to be there, and the midfielder that needs to move up, and it's just too much. It's just too
Very
much
restricted, man.
instructions. It's too instructed. It's like everything that happens on the pitch is like you would have it already planned out, and if it's not planned out, then you have to reset again and have to restart it over again. Like what you do, like your rotations, your everything that you did in training have to be perfect. And and I feel like it kills players because you letting the idea of letting players think for themselves. Obviously, sometimes it can be a terrible idea. Imagine certain players getting the freedom to think for themselves. But this is why there should be always a mixture between having a structured football, but also having a freedom where players can express themselves in a certain
trust
manner.
themselves. Yeah, trust your players to perform.
Yes.
Players to perform.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, it's sickening to watch. And my example is going to be Manchester City. It's going to be flipping Manchester City. These guys are losing, and you're looking to Pep. Why are you looking at Pep for? Why are you looking at Pep for? You're losing 1-0. Why are you looking at the manager? Man was out here watching AC Milan be 3-0 up. What was it? 3-0 up against Liverpool. Was no system that brought them back. Was no system brought them back. This system thing is to highlight athletes and disregard footballers. Everybody wants to be Pep. Everybody wants to be Pep. Who this version of Pep, that version of Pep. Everybody wants to play tippy tappy football. It's the reason why right now in La Liga the most hated manager is Pepe Bardalas from Getafe. He's the most hated manager in La Liga right now because this man isn't trying to play tippy tappy football. He's like, fam, I'm at Getafe right now to keep us in the league and try and compete in a cup or two. That is what his job is. Like, bring back putting your best 11 on a pitch, tell them how to shape up defensively, but in attack, you're like, yeah, just give the ball to him and go in the box.
I think there needs to be an element of that, like you said.
Yeah, like Aston Villa, it was literally okay. This is how we set up in defense. After that, yeah, get the ball to Grealish. Literally, give the ball to Grealish and just go. Like that's just what it was. Watching Southampton trying to play football like their PSG. Hello, you have Ramsdale in goal, bro. Like you don't have the facilities to be trying to play tiki taka football. Stick to your level, bro. Stick to your level. This systematic thing shows you because in international football, you're watching that these players without a system are mid, right? The greatest midfielder of all times that everybody is sucking off in Kevin De Bruyne. In international football, he's dog shit. This man had Uzma and Musa Dembele, Axel Witsel, Rajan and Golan, and he couldn't do anything, and he struggled to pass Matuidi. He struggled to pass Matuidi. He couldn't do anything with Belgium. Belgium's golden era was literally Hazard. It wasn't De Bruyne. It was Eden Hazard.
I think which is funny, because I always said this to people, and I know some people always look funny at me. Remember the golden boy De Bruyne at Wolfsburg? I always think that's the
Yeah,
best version of him because that version is nowhere near to the version in terms of how he plays it. Just from a playing style perspective, it's a complete like you would look at two different people. The amount of freedom he was playing when he was at Wolfsburg compared to how he at Pep's system, like Pep genuinely ruined I really think if he doesn't join, like obviously he wins all these trophies at City 100%. Obviously he's not going to regret that. But if he doesn't join City, I genuinely think we would have seen a De Bruyne, which I think a lot of people would have more respected in terms of the way he plays football compared
wait,
to
look.
City.
If Kevin De Bruyne had left Wolfsburg and gotten a move to Bayern Munich, granted he was nowhere near Muller. He was nowhere near Muller, but if he had gone to a team that promotes freedom in play, we would have seen a far better. Like at the time, if he had gone Juventus, we would have probably seen a Ballon d'Or performance, a Ballon d'Or-esque Kevin De Bruyne that has the freedom to play. If he had gone Inter Milan, AC Milan, or Juventus, like system players is the reason now why international football is horrible. Watching Brazil, do you know what it's like to watch Brazil be filled with system players? Vinicius Junior is a system player. Is a system player. Jolinton is a system player. Richarlison is a system player. Yeah, like everybody in 90% of Brazil squad are system players. I am sorry. You want me to believe that Brazil that without a manager's tactics, Brazilians can't play football? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah. Usually for Brazil, it was just put the 11 on the pitch and just tell them to samba. Really?
I hear that. Big up to Sai as well. Says my father says today football. Oh, sorry, we
No,
got to that
you
one.
already read that. You already read that. You
One
just
more,
don't know
yeah,
that
that
one.
was it. If Villa win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League semi-final, it's Hunai Emery. You forgot the H on the end man side on the second one. Emery, best manager outside of Pep this season so far. Yes.
Yes.
In the Premier League, in the Premier League, or
talking Premier, talking
I
Premier.
mean, it's Pep. I mean, you can't put them Pep first though. I mean, overall, you can say, but if you want to talk about overall, but if you speak about this season, Pep is not even in my top 5. Like, I'll be real.
You're right.
Unai Emery.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to say is if he does.
Sorry, clarify that, yeah? Like this season or just an overall?
No, the thing is, I think it's going to be overall from the time period of
overall, then,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I'm going to say is this: if Unai Emery win a trophy before Arteta's Arsenal, bro. Yeah. If Unai Emery wins a trophy before Arteta's Arsenal. Bro.
Yeah, facts. I just want to say that I already have. Do I have him? I already have him second, even before this. No one else in the Premier League has done what he's done in regards to his Europa League runs, his Champions League run. Like no one's close.
His top runs are strong, actually. You can't really ignore them.
Who else has won anything? Who else has won? Is there anyone else who's won a European trophy outside of him and Pep in the league? Just David Moyes, and that was the Conference League, right? There's nobody else, and he's won how many Europa Leagues? 4.
What's his name? What's his name from West Ham got sacked? I'm pretty sure he had one.
Who?
Did he?
Who?
West Ham's ex-manager. I'm talking about that waste man.
Palace manager.
Palace manager as well.
He won Europa.
Yeah, didn't he win it with Frankfurt?
Yeah.
When after they beat West Ham.
And how many Emery got? Like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm actually going through my mind with all the managers. There's not a lot of managers in the Premier League that actually won anything.
Yeah, take Pep out of it. No one's got his resume when it comes to trophies in the league.
No, like trophy-wise, when you're going at it, he's number 1.
Ancelotti has a couple. I mean, Ancelotti. Amorim has a couple Portuguese leagues. Slot has a couple Dutch leagues.
If I'm thinking about it, it's Unai Emery, it's Amorim, then it's Schlutt, then it's the Crystal Palace manager.
Yeah, Klaus.
Glasner, David Moyes, as I said before, a bunch of managers in the Premier League are trophyless, bro. Like they've never won anything.
So to that's the point, yeah. So the Palace guy won Europa, but like I said, Emery got like 4. So to me,
Emery got like hella.
Yeah, he's
There's
already.
a lot of trophyless managers in this league, and people wonder why this league is dead.
Yeah,
No, 100%, I agree. No, bro, that's like connect is right. Obviously, I was just going.
Sway's got go on.
What's his name as well? The Spurs
Who
manager. I'm not going to disrespect the Spurs manager as well. He's won a couple of trophies. He's won a couple of trophies as well.
Yeah,
granted,
like
trophies.
Yeah, I'm looking at we won Europa 13, 14, 15, 14, 15, and 15, 16. So I won it back to back. And then he won it with Villarreal in 2021.
And that team wasn't even supposed to. That team wasn't even supposed to be like in the contention until like they obviously won it. Not like I mean, out of all the managers, just from a CV perspective, he's already second, to be honest. When we speak from an overall standpoint, so it's not even like a hot take, because I know some people, obviously Ange current state of how things are going is not necessarily not great and all that. I know that. But I'm not going to disrespect him in terms of what he still has done in his career. Like, a lot of managers don't actually do what he has done, like, just from Japan, from Australia to Japan, and then obviously Scotland. I think this is quite still an achievement. Just because it's not major, I understand that. So obviously, I'm not going to try to push him into a narrative where Unai and Pep or Klopp. I'm not trying to do that. But it's still impressive in terms of just like compared to the average manager, it's still impressive still.
Yeah, because he's done better than the average manager. If you go pick up a league title, most managers won't win a league title.
Yeah, and like even his stint in Japan, where like he basically did like a football manager type of shit over there, like type of shit there. When I think he won a trophy with Australia as well, which is funny because I think he played South Korea and he beat South Korea when Son was in the team, which is kind of funny. But and obviously he did what he did in Scotland. So now I'll be honest, I'm not one of the people that's like, just because it's not necessarily off note, I still can't respect it. Like, I don't look at it like I'm trying to compare you with the top manager. I'm comparing you to the average manager.
Yeah. And to the average manager, you're miles better than. Like 110%, without doubt. But people, big up. We're going to close out. Run up the likes. Make sure you run up the likes. So if you're watching this live right now, watching this back, please hit the subscribe button on the channel, YouTube, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you go follow the playback, also Sarcasm City TV. Chelsea Spurs tomorrow, that watch along will be over on the Sarcasm
I will not
City
be watching.
TV. We'll be here on the YouTube. Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
But wait, what's the question? Since I'm not going to be, because you said you're trying to do it straight after the game, right?
Nah, I'm gonna do it Friday.
Yeah, I might pull up, but it depends how I feel, because I'm not gonna watch. I'll be so honest.
Nah, no stress. I'll reach out to everyone tomorrow anyway. But yeah, that'll be Friday. Tomorrow, people, you'll get another Q&A solo edition, 4:30 p.m. UK time. So I'll be talking Chelsea versus Tottenham right here on the YouTube. Then following that, we'll be over on the playback for the Chelsea Tottenham game. So that's www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. Or just download the Playback app from your app store. The exact same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on Playback. So go follow over there, road to 1,500 followers. And then we're back on the YouTube and the Playback for EAFC 25 Pro Clubs. As playoffs is coming up soon, so we just aiming to get to the Elite Division. I think we're in Division 2. Need to double check. So myself and the rest of the gang will be back for that. But everything I've mentioned is on all the schedule, is all on the schedules as well. And make sure you go follow us on Spotify. You see all of the shows, people, all of the shows on the YouTube, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling shows, and the gaming content are all available on Spotify. Also, you can get video, so you can actually watch it on video as a video, on Spotify. You can also watch it on audio on all other audio platforms as well, iTunes, etc. So, love, we're going to redirect over to Beijing Reds TV. They're live now for the Merseyside derby recap. So all I need you lot to do is just put Sarcasm City TV raid in the chat. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.